Today, we talk about the 3 P's of marketing. Hey everybody, Dennis Schiraldi, hashtag DOYO Live Daily. What's up everybody? Coming to you on a Monday. Hope that you are completely fired up about getting your week started, and so am I. Obviously, coming off Mother's Day weekend, big announcement in DOYO Live Land. In case you missed it, you could go back and check out the show from yesterday. In the meanwhile, what I want to talk to you about is the 3 P's of marketing. And I know all of you traditional marketing experts that are out there in the world today are like, wait a minute, time out. It's the 4 P's of marketing. And I get that, and I understand that. 4 P's of marketing, for those of you that don't know what that are product, promotion, place, and price. You got to make sure that you have all 4 of these things in place in order to be able to effectively bring a product to market, sell it, price it the right way, put it in the right placement. But there was a guy that gave a TEDx talk at TEDx Youngstown about 4 years ago. That guy's me. And that TEDx talk is actually out there. You can just Google or go to YouTube and type in 3 P's of marketing, or even type in Dennis Schiraldi, and you will find that 3 P's of marketing innovation. I backed it out and I changed it and I tweaked it. I never really continued to develop the brand beyond the 3 P's, but my 3 P's are a little bit different than the classical, if you can only imagine, marketing standard. And look, my calendar had kind of popped up. In any case, I gave a talk, TEDx Youngstown, about 4 years ago on the 3 P's of marketing. So here are my 3 P's of marketing that every business and organization needs to strongly consider when you're going to either reinvent a product, you have a product, or even a service. Let's not overlook the service aspect of the people that are out there. So the first thing that we have is, from a product or service perspective, you need to make sure that if you have an idea, a product, or maybe a service that you're going to provide in the marketplace, you have to make sure that you're going to solve, very simply, to distill it down to this: I'm going to solve a problem for people, right? And if your product can solve a problem in the marketplace, or your service, then what they call that is minimal viable product. And so at the very essential, what you're trying to do is establish how many people's problems can I potentially solve. I feel like that was from Mr. Popper's Penguins, by the way. You need to figure out how many people's problems that you can solve with your product or your service. And that becomes the scalability of the product. Are you solving for one person? So, for instance, a kid in a neighborhood such as mine might have a lemonade stand. How many people in my neighborhood have a problem that they might be thirsty on a hot day? Is it 1? Is it 5? Is it 10? But then you ultimately look and you say, how do we scale this? And this is where we start to overcomplicate and make marketing a lot more difficult. But if you can start to identify how many people's problems that you can solve for. I'll give you a prime example of that. When I came to the idea of wanting to have a marketing conference in Youngstown, Ohio, I started to get out and talk to a lot of people that are in my circles that I respect very highly, and started to ask. Ultimately, at the end of the day, all those ideas and things that come down to validate that are on me. That's a me thing. But the other thing that I needed to resolve for was, is there a marketing educational component, ongoing professional development for sales, business design, and marketing professionals in a regional day format that people would actually want to come to an event? And what I found out by going to LinkedIn is that there are 300,000 people within a 65-mile radius of Youngstown, Ohio, that basically have a marketing in their title, not sales, not business, not design professionals, or small business owners, just marketing people. So I knew for a fact that the next conference that was near Youngstown, Ohio, was actually in Cleveland, called Content Marketing World. It attracts 4,000 people from around the world, but it doesn't really attract many people in its own backyard. So with 300,000 people being within an hour's drive of Youngstown, Ohio, and again, not having business or just small business owners or sales professionals or designers, I felt like if I put together a very compelling, interesting lineup of speakers that can talk on a wide variety of subjects and topic matters, that I would be able to get my information out there to attract a very small percentage of that 300,000 people. So identify how many people your product or service can actually solve the problem for, And you will understand very quickly if you're going to basically quench the thirst of 5 people in your neighborhood with a lemonade stand, or be the Microsoft, or be the Facebook of obviously social media, the 2 billion people that are logging in and utilizing Facebook. And you know what? Many lifestyle businesses don't need 2 billion people. Hell, I don't even need the audience of the 2 billion people that are on Facebook. I just need basically about 5,000 very interested individuals into DOYO Live. Becky, thanks for dropping by today. I think a lot of people are probably finishing up their lunch hour, so hopefully we're going to catch some of that audience as well. The second thing that I delivered in that TED Talk, and by the way, this is going much better than that previous TED Talk. If you've never done a TED Talk, I highly encourage, if you like to speak in public, that you get out and you go do that. The challenging thing about a TEDx talk is this: that you're on a like a pitch count, and they keep this monitor going with the time, and you either give an 8-minute or 16-minute talk, and they really want you to keep to that format and be very economical with your words. So that could be a good thing, that could be a bad thing. Mikey, what up? New York City in the house. Hey man, I hope that you're doing well out there. So the second thing I want to talk about in terms of product is that you obviously got to have passion. If you're going to wake up every day and you're going to go to work, it's Monday. And if you don't like what you're doing, just by the sheer imagination that when you rolled out of bed this morning, you might have been looking at yourself saying, this kind of sucks. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, if that permeates into it, it's going to play huge, because there's going to be 2 steps forward and 1 step back. DOYO Live tickets are on sale right now. Early bird special till May 31st, $150. But here's what everybody does. Everybody waits until May 31st. It makes me sweat as to see whether or not they're going to sign up to come to the conference. That's not an easy thing to do. So in order to be in it and be all in, you have to be passionate about your product and the problem that's going to solve for, again, that service. So I exchanged 2 of the P's with 1, and that's passion. No matter what you're doing, you gotta be passionate about it. If you're gonna churn out content on a consistent basis every day on a subject matter that you're knowledgeable about, it's very difficult to maintain a blog. And in order to be able to maintain a blog and write about it every day, you gotta love it, you gotta breathe it, you gotta talk about it, you gotta evangelize it. So if you're going to bring a product to market, and let's just say, for instance, that like you want to be in, I don't know, if you want to be in the restaurant business, and not every fabric of your being loves being around food and people on a day-to-day basis, but it's a moneymaker, you may want to question that decision. So just be passionate, because you're going to be in it for the long haul. There's going to be peaks and valleys, no matter how much you try and manage that. Again, I can kind of bring it back to the marketing conference. We have some amazing wins with sponsors signing on, people signing up, compliments, people getting jobs by coming to our conference, networking with other people. But then there are things that chip away, that are setbacks that you don't always get to see, where we're trying to maybe push out a piece of content that doesn't come together, or we put together what we think is going to be an amazing piece of content, and we basically, nobody likes it. And that happens, and that's real. So you got to be passionate about whatever it is that you're bringing to the table. And the third one is promotion. So you've got your product, you've got your passion, you've got your promotion. You have to be willing to tell people about it. Look, I would love to have a business that basically has the door with the star in the window, and you could go down to the corner and be like, hey, I'm at like the secret hangout club, and it spreads word of mouth. That's a great marketing strategy and tactic. But unfortunately, in the day and age that we live in, you have to get out, and you have to evangelize the product. You have to take advantage of the mediums that are accessible to you. You know, you could pick up your phone and you could begin doing just what I'm doing right here, and connecting and talking to people on a regular basis. Email marketing, social media. Hell, I mean, I have no problem with it. You want to be disruptive and you want to go throw money at a billboard, I could find 5, 10, 15 better ways to spend that $5,000 in Youngstown, Ohio for marketing. But you got to get out and you got to promote the product. In my TEDx talk, I use an example of the guy that invented the MRI. And if you ask somebody in a room or an audience if they've ever had an MRI, or have had anybody in their life ever impacted with an MRI, you'll generally get about 100% response of hands that will go up. But what's interesting is we know who Bill Gates is. We know who Thomas Edison is. We know who Mark Zuckerberg is, right? These are people that have obviously created amazing products and amazing companies. But but the thing is, the guy that invented the internet, the guy that invented the MRI, we have no idea who that person is. And they have impacted just as many people's lives. And I would actually argue even more profoundly, because we're dealing with somebody's health and not just sharing pictures of somebody around the world when we're on vacation. So the guy that invented the internet, I keep coming back to that. I don't know why that's stuck in my head. The MRI is a guy by the name of Dr. Ray Damadian, and he created a company called Phonar. And what he was great on research and development on this side, the other side of it is that he basically relied upon the invention, and a lot of inventors get caught up in the fact that they create something really amazing, and because they're so in love with something that they created that is amazing, they forget to realize that it's important to tell other people about it. So you got to make sure that you get out and you figure out what the message is, create some branding around it. It could be as simple as something as a Facebook page, email marketing. Heck, you could go to the Canfield Fair, rent a booth for the week. I don't even care, but just tell people about how you're going to impact their lives, better their lives with your product and your service. Because here's the thing at the end of the day. You may have created something that's going to impact, my household, and I would want to know that. And don't ever shy away from the fact that that's a real thing. So thanks for dropping by today. This is the DOYO Live Daily. You can get your ticket to DOYO Live on our early bird special for $150. Use the promo code Facebook. You'll save 10% off of that. Those prices are going up on May 31st. So you're going to want to do that. We've got 5 speakers. Actually, we've got 20 breakout sessions, a keynote speaker that's headlined PubCon. We have others that are speaking at some of the largest marketing conferences in the country. And it's just basically a fraction of the cost of attending a great event that you could come get access to some world-class speakers. You can you can network, find leads for your company, find job opportunities, and be in a cool, interactive environment in your own hometown of Youngstown, Ohio. So there's a little promotion for you at the end of the DOYO Live Daily. Thank you. If you like this, let me know. If you don't, let me know as well. I want to hear. I got to hug my haters. And share this with a friend. They could benefit from hearing about product, passion, and promotion. Thanks so much for dropping by today.